And we're live. Okay, now let's go live on Facebook. All right, now let's find us on Facebook. Something I forgot to do right away.
Not bad.
Come on. Here and all right. We're on, guys. 10 o'clock. We're on time. Don't make a funny face at me.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Let's wait. I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes to let everybody hop on. And while we're waiting, we're gonna use our paint brushes. So go ahead and grab your brush. Put it in the water. And put a little bit of water on your favorite colors. Okay, so mine are here. Not necessarily my favorites, but this is what I'm gonna be using today. Maybe something else. Just a little bit of water, Bogdan, and make sure to wash out your brush in between your paints. Okay? Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Say who you are. Say hello. Okay, so we are working on Color Wheel of Emotions in watercolor today. So we're going to be using colors to help us express emotions. So go ahead, let's do this first. Let me show you. Bogdan, can I have your paints please for a second? So here's what we're doing. We have cakes here in pans, cakes of paint. And we're gonna add like a few drops of water into the colors that we think we're gonna use today. Bogdan doesn't think he's gonna use any green or yellow. So there is no water in that. See what I'm doing, Bogdan? Just bring it with a brush. Okay? Do you want a dropper instead? Bless you, Benjamin. So an easier way to do is to use a dropper, just get some water in it and put like 2-3 drops of water onto your paints to bring your watercolors to life because they need to wake up. They're all dried up. Yeah? So let's do that first. And I'm going to show you my watercolor wheel that I use all the time. So this is my watercolor wheel, boys. Gotta show it to my boys before I set it down because they're not gonna, it's hard to see anything. Right, Ben? Can you see? Okay, he can see. That's wonderful. So watercolor color wheel helps us see how different colors work together. And also it has this awesome kind of part here is that if it shows you what your color is going to be changed to if you add something to it. So like here it says if you have yellow, green, and you add red to it, it'll turn into brown. See, right here, here. And if I turn it, it will say, well, adding red to yellow will turn it to orange, turn it to this kind of different shade of orange. See, and like it changes. If you add blue to yellow, it shows you the colors. Shows you how things change. And then on the other side, it gives you different values of colors. Yeah, so we already know that there is more than one, what I'm trying to tell you, more than one red out there, right? There's more than one red. There's lots of shades of red. There's more than one yellow. There's cold yellow, like lemon yellow, and there's warm yellow, like we'll say sunflower yellow, right? So this is a color wheel. This is what we use to help us see how things work. Okay, don't put any more water on it. You're gonna need to use your brush, but we're not using your brush yet. So please get your brushes out of the water. If your brush is in the water right now, get it out, dry it on your paper towel, and just put it over to the side. So I'm gonna show you real quick what it is that what it is about emotions and colors. It's a very interesting concept, and maybe I could have my boys come over here behind me so they can see the screen. Can you see that screen over here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger if we can. Oh, that's perfect. Very nice. Hold on. There. Okay, so traditionally, some colors have become symbols for some things, right? If you think, when you think Christmas, what colors do you think first?
I think of red.
Okay, and Benjamin, what colors do you think?
White.
White and maybe something else?
Green.
White, green, and red, and gold, right? We just think about it and it's like, oh, it's Christmas. And then sometimes, how about I'll give you a color and you maybe can guess what holiday I mean. Let's say pink.
Easter?
Maybe. Very pastel pink, very, very like light pink, right? But
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, okay. What if I said emerald green? Like this. Over here, like this green.
Christmas, because the tree.
Oh, well, let's not do Christmas because we already did Christmas. What other holiday out there that uses this bright green color? They paint shamrocks.
I don't know. Wait. I can't think of it. International Artist Day.
Artist Day.
What?
Okay. I can't see your comments right now, you guys, because I'm screen sharing, but I will check. I meant the Irish Day. What's it called? Leprechaun Day. That one. Okay.
What about orange?
Okay, what about orange? What holiday is orange, Benjamin? Tell me.
Halloween.
Halloween is orange.
No.
What else is orange?
I forgot what it's called. The turkey.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is, yes, it's orange and brown. Okay. And then we can think of the 4th of July, and the 4th of July is all patriotic colors, which would be red, blue, and white. Yes, and so all those colors make us feel it somehow, some way, right? They give us feelings. Okay? And so if you look over here on the very top, I have a very angry triangle.
That's red.
Yeah, that's red. And they say that red, because red is a color of blood.
Yeah.
They say that red usually makes you feel angry. It's an angry color. It's a color that,
For cartoons.
for cartoons, for emotions. When you wanted to show your emotions, red would be very angry. Okay. Now, I don't know why they made the orange and kind of yellowish gold color over here with the heart. I don't know why they made him look so devious. He looks, yeah, he's interesting. But to me, well, okay, so here in this little poster, they say that orange is a color of hot stove or traffic cone, or it's like a sign of something that you need to pay attention to. But to me, orange is a color of an orange in the Mandarin. It's like a bright and happy color. right? Green always makes you feel like very relaxing, very
Mandarin.
soft. Yes. Had to show a Mandarin to everybody because nobody in the world knows what Mandarin looks like. So greens are like green grass, green trees, things are growing, things are happy, color of spring, right? When you look at blues, if you go with brighter blue, that's a happy color. That's a color of the sea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sunny sky, water, like relaxing, resting, having fun. But if we
Unless you're counting Neptune, because you arrived there.
okay, we're not
spaceship's
on
getting
Neptune.
crushed, and you're just getting
All right.
blown away, and your throat's just
All
catching.
right. Okay. So, but if you go into like darker colors with blue, that kind of brings you into stormy clouds, right? Stormy nights. So that might not feel so great. Well, blue can be different shades, right?
Yeah.
So like here, look, this is blue. Here, Ben.
Okay.
See, this is blue. And if this blue makes you feel happy, then maybe the one over here that's more grayish, maybe that one's more like a storm blue, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they say that purple is the color of royalty, of kings and queens, because it's really hard to achieve. So whatever feelings you get from those colors, they are yours and only yours. But I just wanted us to look at that. Another thing that I want you to look at is different shapes right here in the same picture. All right, so they usually put triangles as a symbol of balance. Here it has an angry face because it's a red triangle, right? But triangles are usually symbols of balance, and hearts are symbols of love, and circles usually show us
How to move.
circles show us the sun, the moon, round things, the things that are complete. Like I am very drawn to circles. I really like circles, and so for the cover for this lesson, let me find it so that I don't have to show you my whole sketchbook. I did circles for this one because I really like circles, bubbles, like all of that. Okay. Shapes, different shapes. So different shapes also have different meanings. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing today. That's enough of me talking, right? Let's do some painting. That's time to paint. Let me turn off this picture. We don't need this anymore.
Peak shot.
And all right, let me see. Let me find all my people here. Okay, who's here with me, guys? Say hello. You might need to have to register with StreamYard because this is their requirement. But I would love for you guys to say hi. Okay, let me see. There's something with my... Here, this will be better. There we go. Okay, so let's do a watercolor warm-up first. Watercolor warm-up. So I want you to grab your brush, your number 6. If you have it, grab your brush.
I have a number 3.
Number 3 is fine. Okay. Dip it in water. Kind of wipe it on the side. You want it wet, wet. Wipe it on the side of your cup very gently. Okay. Then go into your paints, pick any color you like. Load up your brush with that color.
Done.
Okay. And paint in the corner, start on the top and the corner. Paint a little square or a rectangle, whatever shape. Just like that. Okay, stop.
Doesn't look a little.
That's what watercolors should look. That's great.
Yours looks
Now I'm gonna, because I have different watercolors. All watercolors are gonna look different. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the same brush. I'm gonna dip it back in the water one time. Bring it back up on the side of your cup one time, and then paint another one, another shape, like a square or something, right next to it. Do you see how much lighter it is? Don't make it so big. Make it like the same size, okay?
Look how light mine is.
Yeah.
Can't even see it.
Well, maybe get some more paint in your paintbrush. Try and play and see how you're gonna get your colors, and then dip again and again. So this shows you that the more water you add to your brush, the lighter color you get. Okay, so what we did now is called dry, no, wet on dry technique. We put wet paint on dry paper. Okay, now rinse out your brush, get some water on it, make it wet, and just paint just with water, Make like a square with water, make a wet square. Okay, then go grab a color from your colors, put it on your brush. That's a lot, Bogdan, that's too much. Okay, guys, you do not want your paintbrush to look like this, okay? Wipe it down. Just one time, just a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna put the tip of your brush into that little square of water, and you'll see how paint is spreading. That's called a bloom. This is an effect that you can get by putting
wet on wet.
Wet on wet.
And we'll want to know what it kind of looks like when it touches the wet. Firework.
Yeah. And if you want to add, like if you want this to get all over, like if you want this to cover your little area, put some more water on your paintbrush and just add more water to it. And it will cover it much better. If you're done with your black, before you wash out your brush, dry it, clean it up on your paper towel. Okay? If you have done something that you don't like I'm thinking, oh, that's too much. This is too much. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper towel. I just strip like this, like a piece. Yeah, and so. And I roll it up like this. Okay, and then I use this part to lift the paint. You can also lift the paint with your paintbrush, but I noticed this works a little bit better for me. So you might like that. You might do that. Alrighty. Now let's move on to our little project, okay? Here, let me stick my clips on so that my paper is not bouncing while I'm painting.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see a paper.
I have one page left in my sketchbook. All right, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab your crayon, or if you have oil pastels, you can grab a white one. Grab a white oil pastel. And you're gonna paint shapes. I mean, not paint, draw. Draw shapes. Any shapes you like. Fill up. Yes, and you will still see it because your paper is not quite white, right? Make them big. Make them big. I like circles, so I'm just gonna circles, and I'm gonna put triangles and like other shapes and whatever some weird shapes maybe. They can cross, they can touch. Better touch than cross, though. Don't make them overlap each other. Just kind of. Whatever rocks your boat, just fill up your whole page with shapes. Ben, can you see what you're drawing on there? I'm sorry, can you see what you're drawing on there?
I can.
Okay.
No, I can't.
I can't. I can't, Mama.
Okay, hold on. Here, so I have mine. Do you want to try and use this? Don't break it though, okay?
Oh.
Ben, it's okay. It's okay.
Cool.
Try not to do this kind of motion on your paper. You have wet watercolors on it. Big shapes, big ones. Add more.
Hexa.
Yes, so I don't know if you guys can see my paper here at this angle. You can see it. Look, my paper is all covered in shapes. See, Bogdan?
Oh.
Right, Ben, see what I'm trying to get?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to use a different, like a lighter color? Don't color it in. I didn't ask you to color it in.
Oh.
Try to draw pastel dots.
Here, try this. You will see this one. Do not break it. Put it down.
With steel.
Okay.
Mama, can this be a shape?
Anything can be a shape as long, so long as it's a closed shape.
$3.5.
Okay, it's not closed though.
What?
Oh, look.
Oh, here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm done.
Looks like just any shapes. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Just any kind of shapes. Big ones.
Steel.
Go big.
I'm done.
Cover the whole page with your
I'm
shapes.
done. Oil pastel back.
Okay. Okay. And now we're gonna let your creativity shine. So you can do whatever you like. You can do dry and wet and dry, or wet and wet, with any colors you like.
Okay.
With any colors you like. Okay. Dry and dry is actually a thing. Dry and dry is when you color with your coloring pencils, because your coloring pencils are dry and your paper is dry. So that's a dry and dry. Okay. No, you're staying on the same page. So what your outline is doing, it will prevent your watercolor from seeping through. Okay? Put water on your paintbrush. Give me the things that you don't need. Okay. Put water on your paintbrush. Choose your first shape. I'm gonna work with this one, and I'm just gonna put water on it because I am going to do wet on wet.
I'm doing wet and wet with some of mine and doing dry and dry with some of mine.
I'm gonna do wet on wet. And I'm gonna think about, okay, how am I feeling today? What colors am I drawn to? Don't overthink it. Just use the colors that you like. And please, I am still talking, Bogdan. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, honeyone.
Okay.
So use the colors that you're drawn to, that you want to use, okay? But please, when you change colors, first dry your brush on your paper towel and then wash it. Please do not put your messy brush into your watercolors. Okay? Well, yeah, we'll have to clean it.
But you can do that, right?
We'll have to clean it. And another thing, you guys, which is very important, I'm not sure if it's true about everywhere, but here in Texas, it's happened before when people closed their watercolors before they completely dried, and the watercolors got moldy. It took like just a week, and they got moldy. So before closing your watercolors, but then that's a lot of water. Before closing your watercolors, make sure they're completely dry. Okay, Benjamin, that is dry. You want to put more water on it? Make it wet, 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 wet. While I was talking, mine kind of dried, so I'm gonna have to add more water. And I'm gonna grab some of the colors that I used, and I'm just gonna start adding these colors to my shapes. Benjamin, what's wrong? Is your shape all wet?
No.
What are you trying to do? If your watercolor is not painting, then it's too dry. You need to put water into your watercolor. Okay, can I have the dropper, please?
I always put water into the color. I keep doing it, and it's not working.
Here, use the dropper. Put 3 drops of water into the color that you're trying to use.
Done.
Now use your paintbrush, go like this, very gently, and let it wake up. Okay, now try and paint and see, does it work? It doesn't work because your paper is dry. You need to put water. Sorry, guys.
I have the dropper back.
You need to put water on the paintbrush and put water. Like this, water. A lot of water on your paper. Like this. You see this, what I'm doing? Do you see what I'm doing? And this is not working because you know what you did? You scribbled your crayon on here. And this is why it's not working.
Okay.
There's white crayon all over this place. So the watercolor are only getting to the paper that doesn't have crayon on it, and there's crayon all over. And I told you to not scribble. This is all you can get with this shape. This is all you get. Take your next shape. Put water. See how much better water gets onto your paper when there's no crayon?
Mm-hmm.
Now get your pink. Now watch it bloom. See? So your outlines that you did with your crayon or
Get the dropper back, please.
oil pastels, those outlines will prevent your watercolor from leaking out of lines. Okay. So here we go. Something like that. And mine has a lot of water here, so I'm just gonna use my paper towel and lift it. And I think I'm ready to try some different colors. So I'm just gonna get into my...
Those are metallics?
Yeah, I have metallics, but I'm not gonna be using metallics today.
Oh. Can we use metallics?
No, we're not gonna be using metallics today.
Why not?
Because I said so. Because it's not the part of the lesson. The part of the lesson is to paint the shapes with different watercolors so that we can get the feel of how watercolors move. So that next week we can do tie-dye names.
Tie-dye.
You know how my shirt with the unicorn?
Yeah.
That's called the tie-dye, the colors, how the colors go through there.
Like.
So we're gonna create that effect with watercolors.
Oh.
It's gonna be very cool. I hope. Okay. And I think I'm gonna add some red to this. And just a little bit of red to this and see what happens. I kind of messed up here, didn't close the shape, so I'm just gonna close it. Did you put a lot of water?
Yeah.
So why is it not blooming? Then that means that there's not a lot of water. So maybe you need to put more water. Get your brush, put it in the water, add more water to your paper.
I wanted big blobs. Want to know why?
No, I don't know why.
You want to know why, so that's what I said.
Oh, sure.
Because then I know it's like going to make this like this form that the paint keeps going and going and going till the end of the water, and then it just stops, and then the water starts looking a little red.
Okay.
So it looks good.
All right. So this one I just did wet on dry, just the color, nothing else to it. Just filling up the shapes. And I'm just gonna add this kind of wash to my next shape, just to see how this works and how this makes me feel. Right? I'm gonna add the line that's gonna bloom. So I'm just gonna.
Hey, Mama, look how mine blooms. Boom.
Honey, that's too much water. Bogdan, we need the dropper, please.
Aww.
Bogdan, you're making a big mess. This is not how we do this. You need to soak up all of that water. Like it's a
Total disaster.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't ask you to do that, did I?
No. You said I could be creative.
You can be creative, but you kind of have to follow the technique, not by making a flood on your paper. Okay. When I said you can be creative, I meant use the colors that you like.
Yeah, I was.
And the shapes that you like. Not turning your piece into a lake. Literally. So I'm adding some more color here. Just trying to see. Oh, I like that. This is cool.
Hey, Mom, I made black bloom.
Okay,
Black.
that's good.
Oh, what?
I made black blue.
Cool. Nice.
Okay. Let me see.
Not pass over yet.
All right, just checking.
Thinking.
May I have the dropper now to make a flood on my paper?
Can you please wait for Benjamin to use the dropper?
I did.
Okay.
Thinking.
No, please don't make a flood.
No.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the circle that I have in the middle. I'm just gonna put some water on it.
Yeah.
Think I have an idea. So this exercise is one, it helps you learn how to use watercolors and how watercolors behave, because watercolors they're very unpredictable. They do their own thing. Yeah. And it is good to know, like, have this experience with them and know that, oh, okay, so this is not like acrylic. It's not gonna, act this way or that way. And if I put it on wet water or wet surface, they are all gonna bleed and run and do certain things. So yeah, it's just great way to play with them and see how this works, so that later when you try to paint something maybe a little bit more shaped, a little bit less abstract, yeah. Oh, you know what, I'm gonna use some sky blue with this yellow that usually makes it a pretty bloom. Yeah, so when next time you want to paint something less abstract, you have the means for that. Yeah, you know how. So just adding blue. Do you see how cool it is, how it's spreading?
Hey, Mama, do you
I'm gonna put this up higher for
the thing I
you.
made
Yeah.
up?
Just gonna.
Hey, Mama. You
Isn't
see
it
the thing I made
cool?
up?
Sure.
This is what I do. I make some wet.
Uh-huh.
I take some paint, whichever color I want.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'll just use turquoise.
Okay.
I put it here.
Uh-huh.
Put a bunch of dots on it.
Okay.
I do that. Then
Uh-huh.
I wet my brush. Make it just wet, clean, wet.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, that's a way to do it.
Hey, check out my triangle. Can I check out my triangle?
Okay, but then Benjamin made another black bloom triangle.
No, it's actually supposed to be like a haunted.
Oh, it's a haunted
So
triangle.
I use black and white.
Mm,
That's why it looks like a mess.
okay. Well, that's a way to do it. So white is a color that I have echo, Alice. How would I have echo? I don't hear echo. Maybe now? How about now? Huh. So I'm just kind of cleaning up the edge here because it was way too wet. Alice says that's better. Huh, interesting, because there was no sound, like there's no sound where I am. So that's really interesting how this worked. Okay, well, I'm glad it worked. So yeah, I'm just adding a little bit more blues to this one. Nope, still echo. Do you have two videos open? No? I have one microphone. Oh, I have somebody said hi on YouTube. I just saw it, you guys. Hey. Huh. Alice, I don't know what's going on because I have all the sound off on both devices and I just have one microphone going. I don't know why you hear an echo. And I haven't had echo in other lives. Yeah, I don't know what's... How about now? Is this better?
Hey Ben, do you want to see my haunted circle?
What?
You want to see my haunted circle?
Let me guess, you got the idea from me.
No.
What?
Well, I did get the haunted idea, but I used different colors.
Okay.
Black
so,
and red.
yeah,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
exactly
keep working
haunted. You gotta
on
use
mine.
black and white.
No.
Black and
This is
white.
black and red.
Benjamin, everybody is expressing themselves in their own way. And if he says it's a haunted house
Haunted circle.
or haunted circle, then it's a haunted circle.
Well, it's not exactly true with all things.
Yeah? It's his art.
Art it is.
Art it is.
And I like my shapes. Can I be done?
Paint something else a little bit. I want your full page to be, I want the full page of shapes. I thought you guys would love this exercise. It lets you do whatever you want. You don't have, well, with some limits, but still whatever you want. It's not a step by step. You don't have to follow like step by step what I'm telling you to do. Lets you do your own thing. I thought you would love that.
Was that
Right.
No,
blue?
I mean I liked it, but I want to stop because I'm happy with my shapes.
Okay then. You may go have a break in your room. I do not want to hear any jumping, yelling,
What
screaming, and all of that.
It has to be in my room.
That's what I said.
Then I'll just keep painting.
Because we're still here for another, like until I'm done at least, with my shapes, and then Benjamin is still working on his shapes. So I think with this one, I'm gonna do different shades of blue. Just kind of randomly add it to my wet surface. See what happens.
Weird.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make like a stormy blue.
okay.
So I'm gonna do some the darker blue and then put some black on that.
Okay,
I tried.
yeah.
Okay, then I'm making a new smaller haunted circle. I'll tell you when I'm done, which I'm on the last tab. Alright. Swish, flush.
My not so great favorite color.
What?
Purple.
Oh, I love purple.
Yeah, it's just a small, tiny triangle. And I'm done with my shapes.
Okay.
Hey Ben, do you want to see my second haunted circle?
Great.
You know why it looks different than my other?
I'm
Did
not
you see
surprised. I'm not surprised if it looks different than the other.
Want to know why it looks different?
Why?
Because this one is just red and black, and this one is black, white, and red. Is that better? I used red because like it's bloody. And I'm also done with all my shapes. I am. Okay.
I told you what you need to do. If you're done, what do? Rinse out your brushes. Do not leave brushes and cups, please.
I rinsed out my brush.
Just put it down next to your paints in the box. We're gonna let it dry.
Like this?
Sure. Well, looks like this exercise isn't very popular. So I'm just trying to see what I can get away with here. Just adding more pigment. I have a feeling that the next one will be a little bit more popular because we'll be painting the names. We'll be doing tie-dye lettering. And I have a feeling that would be a little bit more popular than just random abstract. It's not easy because you kind of have to remove yourself from judging, right? You kind of have to. Yeah, I think I like this. This kind of has more. But very wet, very, very wet. Let's get some water out here. Just to get some water. Okay. So this is gonna bloom into something. I'm gonna just add a little bit water here and there, just to kind of help it bloom. And I'm gonna move on to my next shape. And yeah, I'm gonna make this one yellow. It did snow here. If anybody's following me, like if they watched my Saturday night live, Saturday paint night live on Luba Carlson artist page, I said that we were promised snow, and I wasn't getting very excited about it because I thought, well, let's see what happens. I'm just adding drops of water to see how it will bloom. Excuse me. Well, it did snow. We still have snow. It snowed yesterday, and there's still snow in my backyard. We're now waiting for it to melt, because it's just snow, you know. It's not good for anything anymore. It's one of those kind of snow that's very icy and packed, so you can't quite play with it. It's not a good snow to play with. So we're now waiting for it to melt, and then probably by tomorrow, I don't know, I didn't see the weather forecast, but I feel like by tomorrow we'll be back into 70s again. Just kind of, that's the way this happens here in Texas. We're lucky to get 2 days of winter. Doesn't usually happen like that. Okay, so let's try and do something different here. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just curious about how the blooms will work with that. It's wet on wet, so I'm just curious. It should, yep, it starts spreading. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And I'm gonna jump into my last shape here. Just gonna paint it. So if you guys followed along, let me know how it worked for you, if you enjoyed this whole experience of abstract emotion kind of painting thing. Just being, just following your gut pretty much. Following your intuition. I'm doing the same thing here, and I really like the effect of magenta up there. So I'm just gonna try and see what it does. Oh, that's so cool. I just love the blooms there. They're so cool. Okay, so you can always PM me your pictures. I would love to see them. What you guys did with your watercolors today. And here, let me make sure that if I flip the page, it's not gonna leak all over the place, because that happens. So next Monday, I need to make sure that it doesn't leak all over the place. So yes, you don't need to do what I'm doing right now. I'm just lifting extra water off the page so that I can show you what's on my other page. But hold on. Yes, this one over here. So we're gonna paint tie-dye lettering. You can put any word on there, not necessarily your name. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to do this. And this is why we did this as day one. Oh, see, I did mess up. So this is why we did this as day one, so that we can move on to tie-dye lettering so much easier. Oh, well, I guess I did mess it up. Oh, well. All right, so I hope you guys have a great Monday. If you have a snow day, enjoy it. We do a little bit of schoolwork. We do have a little bit of schoolwork to complete today. And then it's going to be, the rest of it is going to be our snow day also. And I'll see you next Monday. Now let me figure out which buttons to push to kind of. All right. See ya.